And here we are back again for the next roll reveal. This one is number 613. It's a 1946S plastic tubed roll. 1946S is actually one of the least common 1940s rolls you'll ever find yourself involved in. Trying to purchase 1943S is probably the only other that is less common. 1946S Lincoln cents usually cost over $250 a roll, and in this case it's not a lot different. Number of double dies, number of RPMs. There's an OMM for 1946S. There's 3 different mint mark styles, some of them a lot less common than others. Let's dig in, see what we end up with in this 1946S roll. Lots and lots of nice coins here. Coin number 1 is going to go to Otis. Otis gets coin number 1. Here is coin number 1. This one is the large serif, or the large mint mark, or the serif mint mark. This one is an RPM. You can see the split on the lower serif there. Biggest thing to know about this one is it's got that big triangular serif at the top of the mint mark that actually touches the center part of the mint mark. That's something that doesn't happen with the other styles of 1946S mint mark. Take a look at the other side here. See what we get for a reverse. Really no different than I would expect out of 46S. It's a little weakly struck, and it is not a double die, which is, I guess, all of what's known for 1946S. I don't know of a double die reverse on 46S unless it may be one of the minor class 6 double dies. There is a nice repunch mint mark right there. Let me get a piece of cotton to take that little fleck of plastic off the coin, and you can see it much better now. Nice repunch mint mark there with the top of the mint mark doubled like that. This one's for Namacumber. Very, very nice. I like it. Like it, like it, like it. It's also a large S mint mark style. And we got nothing else going on here, but we do have a very nice RPM. Somebody is going to come in here and tell me what number that RPM number was. When you do find it and type it in, please type it in as coin number 2, RPM what? Seriously, people are out there looking it up. Hello, Crispy. Good afternoon, sir. Coin number 3 now goes to Sissy. Coin number 3 going to Sissy, a different RPM. This one has doubling on the outside of the left curve. So there are 2 RPMs so far in this roll. 1946S. This is the second of the 2. Like it. Let's flip it over and take a look for any doubled stuff on the reverse. Not expecting to find anything, however, you never know, and you can't find it if you don't look for it. Alright, second different RPM in the stack. Let's check coin number 4 now. See if we find another RPM, or maybe not. This one is a sans serif RPM. It's not, or sans serif mint mark. It's not an RPM, but it's the sans serif style. Sans serif means without serif in French. It is a French word meaning without serif, and it has some plastic. These may have been in a tube at one time that was crushed, and little bits of plastic on the coin. Not going to hurt anything, just letting you know that it is there on some of the coins. That was coin number 4. Now coin number 5. Let's check coin number 5. This one goes to Frosty. And what does Frosty get? This one is another sans serif mint mark. Sans serif mint mark, no serif. Also, for the last couple of coins is also mint no doubling. but simply not true with the rest of the S mint marks for 1946. We get plenty of doubling on all types of mint marks. They weren't any better at one than they were at the others. A nice wide strike doubling going on there. You can see it on the letters of pluribus. A pluribus unum. Of many. One. Mickey. Let's see what Mickey gets. Here's Mickey's coin. It's another sans serif. If I say sans serif, it makes me want to speak French. Je ne parle français. So you don't want me getting started. Don't get me started. Hey, sissy. There's Coin Junkie back for some fun, too. Coin number 7, Richard. Mr. Sappington, in this particular case, has reached a sans serif mint mark. It's a woody. It's got some nice woody toning to it. But no double die. No repunched mint mark. No double die. Parviz. Mr. Parviz. What do we get for Mr. Parviz? Well, it's another sans serif. This one's a later die state sans serif, and it also does not appear to have any doubling. Coin number 9, Tyler. What do we see for Tyler? How about a field of red? There we go. Found it. There it is. In all its glory. Well, I don't see a repunching of the mint mark. And no doubling otherwise. So Tyler's coin is a normal coin. How about number 10? Ant 2242. For me and for you, you get a plain S mint mark, which is a sans serif mint mark. And nothing else. Okay, coin number 11 now goes to Taco John. And Taco John turns up a sans serif mint mark. Alright, nothing on that one. Boy, if it keeps up like this, we're going to make quick work out of this roll. Number 12, Stan. We need to find exciting stuffs. And nothing exciting on that coin. Sans serif style mint mark. Number 13, this one, Jordan. Again, sans serif mint mark, no doubling. One for Dan McCumber. Dan, well, I got two different RPMs in this roll so far, but they were both serif mint mark RPMs, and we suddenly switched over to sans serif coins. We've been on sans serif coins through most of this roll, not found anything on them. That's your play-by-play recap. Hey, look, there's another serif mint mark and another RPM. Look, you got doubling on the tail. Tripling. There's 3 tails there. Pretty close together, but you got 3 of them. Should be relatively easy to discern as a particular RPM. But that'll be third coin on our stack of RPMs, and this one belongs to Ant. Here's coin number 16 now. Don't go to your mailbox when you're watching a succession of these shows. I don't give you enough time between shows to do that. Another 46S with a sans serif mint mark and nothing else on it. I barely have a time to blink between my shows. There's Sissy. I have somehow learned to function very quickly doing these shows, and I can usually get the shows finished inside of 45 minutes, usually. I think part of that came when I quit checking all of the reverses all the way through the rolls, especially on the years where I don't expect to see anything on the reverse, like 1946S. There are a couple of minor, decent double die reverses, I believe, for 46S, but they're so infrequent, so hard to find. 1mm19 or 20 for the S over S over S. You sound like you're repeating yourself. I am, and I can't help it. Here we go. Roger gets a normal coin. Here's number 20 now. Number 20. This one for Eric. And Eric, I have seen this twice now, and it needs to be checked. Needs to be looked into. Looks like we may have a little bit of doubling on the inside of the curve of the S. That could also be a die chip. Okay, Mickey, I'll check and see what I have for 56D. Last time I looked, I didn't have any candidate rolls. I need to buy more 56Ds from somebody. I just haven't had any offered to me anytime recently. Number 21, Jackalope Herdmaster. What do we see here? I see there's another one with that little blip of gunk on the inside that looks like possible East RPM. Very closely punched. Sounds like later this week they're going to turn the furnace back on and get us back into the heat. Right now it's pretty chilly outside. It's believe it's only about 45 degrees outside. And that's kind of chilly. It's not cold by any measure, but it is kind of chilly. Now, this morning it was cold. It was 14 degrees when I woke up. That's ridiculous. We don't need that. But with the warm-up they're expecting in the eastern half of the country, we're expecting a high temperature in the 70s on Thursday and on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday we're expecting temperatures into the 60s. So we went from moderately below normal to moderately above normal, and we'll have a temperature gradient difference from a given night to a given day in the same week of about 60 degrees, which is nuts. You're trying to count your heating degree days and your cooling degree days, but that's only for the meteorologist type. Nobody else cares. Let's see here. Yeah, I've got nothing on that one either. That one's for Taco John. We are going into halfway through the roll territory with Parvas. Well, there is another serif mint mark, but no doubling that I can see. Now number 26, we go on to Mickey. And Mickey, as it appears here, will have... Oh, there, that's the scarce one. That's the one that's hard to find. That's the ball serif mint mark. Ball serif mint mark is the one that you can also find inverted. The normal way for this mint mark to show is with the triangle at the bottom, just like this. If the triangle were at the top, it would be an inverted mint mark. Now, here's the thing about that. It's actually the other way around. Okay? The ball is supposed to be at the bottom. Triangle is supposed to be at the top. But when they started punching these dies, they punched them all upside down. And so the only few that are right side up are called inverted because they're upside down from what's normal. There's a confusing little story for you, but it's the truth. But this is right side up as the coin goes, because all of them are like this, except for the few which are punched right side up, which is incorrect. How do we say that 3 times? But we have a ball serif in this roll now. So we've got all 3 types of mint marks in this roll, which it can happen. It's not very common, but it can happen. What do we have here? Another serif mint mark, and this one is an RPM. Tis an RPM. It's got a split right down there in the lower serif. You can see it. That'd be an RPM here for Carl. Right? So many things to learn. Just how much can a mint screw up and still be considered viable? Oh, oofta. What do we have going on here? Okay, this at first appeared that it could be the S over D, but it is not. It's not the S over D. It looks like machine doubling on the mint mark. Now that I give it a good hard look, you can see it up here without a split in the serif. You can see it right here, and you can see it right down here, but there's no splits anywhere, and it doesn't appear to have the character that doubling would have. The other thing is the reason why this is not the S over D is the S over D, you would have this curve inside here, something like this, except it would have a very defined stick right over here with a lower serif to the D. And none of that is visible, none of it's there. This is not the S over D. But man, it sure looks like it for a second and a half. That's the kind of stuff that'll get your blood flowing. Stuff that'll really get your blood flowing is when you find a bunch of them. You know, I've only found a couple of them, and they were both singles to themselves in the roll. There was only one of them in the roll. Of course, both of the rolls were rolls that appeared to probably have been put together, but there were 2 rolls that I've been through that were put together that both had S over D OMMs in them. So that tells you your general lack of close-up knowledge of Lincoln Cents of the people who handle them. I mean, because why would you put together a roll and sell it that you know has an S over D in it? You know, possible $200-$300 coin. There's another sans serif mint mark. This one's for Ant. Perry Coin Show. Not familiar with it at all, Mark. I doubt that I'm doing it because, well, it's not in North Carolina. I don't have the funds to go right now. Has to be in North or South Carolina before I could even go to it right now at this point. Another sans serif here. For Jordan. Hello, Roger. Good day, sir. Carl. Mickey's got himself all juiced up on the fun show. having gone to the fun show now, he knows what the fun show is all about, and he expects that every other show he sees an advert about is going to have hundreds of tables. He's going to have to calm down and realize that most shows aren't like that. But nobody ever calms down when you tell them to calm down. So maybe that's not the right phrase to use. A little bit of weakness over here on the right side of the obverse. It could be due to slightly tilted dies. It could also be a slightly underweight planchet, which would be a tapered planchet. I will check it here real quick. I will check it. It's going to be checked at the end of the show. I'm going to go ahead and put it in its holder for Carl here, and then we will look at why at the end of the show. Why not just now? I move this out of the way. This is primarily why, because it's kind of a pain, but pain is what this is for. There is our scale. Turn the scale on. And let's weigh that coin. Have any side bets? Side bets now. Side bets. Any side bets? Carl, you got a coin that looks like a tapered planchet. Could be underweight. If it's underweight, then it's a pretty valuable coin. If it's not underweight, then it's pretty much just a soft strike. There it is. 3.02 grams. It's pretty much normal. Pretty much normal, so it's just a weak strike. And that was the game. Is it underweight? Wonk, wonk. Hey, I've hit underweights on this show before. Don't ever tell me it can't be done. Hello, Scott. Back for more, are you? Stanley? Yeah, it's another sans serif. So anyone who comes out of this roll should understand and know that there are three different types of mint marks for 1946S Lincoln cents. There are the serif, the sans serif, and the ball serif. Most of these coins have been serif or sans serif. There was one ball serif so far in the roll. And they generally work out that way, even when you're going through circulated bags or otherwise. This is a serif style. And it is an RPM. It's a repunch mint mark. There's a little split right there in the lower serif. So you got the serif mint marks like this and the sans serif mint marks, the two of which make up about 85% or so of the total population of 1946S Lincoln cents. And then you've got the ball serif mint mark, which is a third style, and it only takes up about 10 to 15% of the overall population of 1946S Lincoln cents. Now, so far, there's another serif mint mark here. So far, none of the major players in the grading game have decided that they're going to recognize the sans serif specifically as another mint mark type. But that isn't to say that that's always going to be the case. I have, over time, saved nearly a full roll of BU 1946S ball serif mint marks because I know how scarce they are to find. I know what they're going to mean to the overall collecting public when they end up in the PCGS registry set. And should they ever decide to incorporate that into their registry sets of any sort or fashion, I'll be prepared. I'll be ready. I'll have a whole bunch of coins to send in for grading. That's just the way I look at it. All right, coin number 37 now. Coin number 37 goes to Ant. And for coin number 37, we are going to end up with this serif mint mark, regular serif mint mark. This is the style of mint mark that you want to check for the S over D. This is the style of S mint mark that is in the OMM over mint mark, S over D 1946, S over D FS. Believe it's 5, it's FS 5 something. 512, I think. $520. I don't remember. It's one of the FS numbers. They don't make a lot of sense to me, so they're kind of hard to follow. There's a nice strip of color running through this one. This is delamination. No. This is a streak of color from something that was on the planchet before it was, when it was being rolled out. It looks like a spot of grease or something that was on the sheet before it was rolled out and punched into planchets. FS511, okay. But that one goes to Eric. Let's check number 39 now. I'll go to Parviz. Parviz number 39 looks just like this right here. Yeah, it is a sans serif without serif. And boys and girls, again, I know in the past people have broadcast shows where they're calling the little points on the ends of the letters serifs. But it is not serif, it is serif. Serif is not even an accepted pronunciation of the word. And anyone who pronounces S-E-R-I-F as serif is wrong. It is serif. I learned it in school, continued it in college. I did art in high school, and in college I did design, specifically illustration and design, where you learn about fonts. And I know to pay attention to such things. In fact, I know the names of a lot of different kinds of serifs. And all throughout my education, it was called serif everywhere I went. And then I come into the YouTube coin community and start hearing people call them serif. Omar Sharif. Omar Serif. Actually, I believe, wasn't his name Sharif? S-H-A-R-I-F. Sharif. Here's Mickey. Mickey. Get some amount of coin. What's the amount of coin going to be here? Oh, there it is. Sans serif. Sans serif. I perhaps might be giving the French a short take on the word. We call it serif. That's the English word spelled just like the French word. The French word could indeed be serif. But they speak French in France and Canada. United States, we use English. Hey, look at that. That's pretty. Nice big split on the upper. Nice big split on the lower. You got some little extra stick pieces here. Beautiful 1946S RPM right there. That is a serif RPM, or the serif style mint mark, used in an RPM. Checking to see if there's any hub doubling. Nope. No hub doubling. There is a couple of spots on this one. So Lincoln's got the measles, but you've still got a nice RPM. That one is for Eric. Number 44 now. Move on to Stan. And Stan the man. Oof. Very weak date on this one. A lot of times you find that where the 4 and the 6, especially the 6, will be kind of weak. Normal. It's just normal. 46S does not get the Copper Coins Award for the cleanest looking design in the Lincoln sense. The Best Strike Award, definitely not. It's number 45 now. To Ant, I say. To Ant, I say congratulations. You have a split lower serif RPM here. That is for Ant. I indeed do congratulate all you people who have the minor RPMs that come out of these rolls, because we are very tight about how we identify these, make sure that we identify them correctly or list them otherwise. And So when you get an RPM out of one of these reveals, you're getting the real deal. You're not getting something somebody guessed on. Eric is very good at doing this. Eric can pick RPMs in places where I would miss them. And he's good about getting them cataloged, good about getting everything done needs to be done so that when you get them, they are what they're supposed to be. It's another sans serif, 1946S, with a big old piece of plastic sitting on the coin. Nothing there, nothing on the reverse either, I assume. I'll take a look at the reverse on a couple of these here and there just to see. Nothing there. I look at the reverse and I see nothing. Nothing at all. I was thinking we were going to have a short roll, but then I looked over and noticed this is a Harris tube, and it's got the last coin sitting in the bottom of the tube. So we do have 50 coins here. Next one here is for Jordan. And Jordan, my young friend, you get this one. This is a sans serif, 1946S, without an RPM. Pretty late dice date. But it's a nice coin. Nice for grade and everything else. Number 49, next to the last coin in the roll, Dan McCumber. Dan, you get this one, my friend. What do we get? It's another sans serif, 1946S. No eyelid, no other doubling on here. So it's a sans serif. Sharif. Why sans is Latin? Yeah, sans is French. Who knows? Maybe it was during the time that the Romans had control over France, or parts of France anyway. This was a really minor RPM. You can see a little bit of a loop on the inside of the upper part right here. A little bit of separation there. I don't know if that's something we can actually put up on the listings, but... Oh. He's a cheater. Lincoln's a cheater. He's got little cheater spots all over him. From a fingerprint. Larry! What'd you do this for, Larry? Alright, so there's 50 coins right there. Reveal number 613 is now history and in the books. We got a couple of RPMs out of it, a couple of dancing RPMs, really nice ones. Mostly just normal coins, but that's what you're going to expect to get mostly out of rolls. And so there's nothing as unexpected, nothing less than expected out of this roll. Pretty much exactly what we would think we would get. Because I see 3 piles of coins and I see 4 scheduled reveals today, it looks like we have another one to do that I'll be taking care of here in just a few minutes. Paying invoices. Invoices will be sent to you through email. They'll be sent to you from PayPal, service@paypal.com. You'll receive them in your email, and you'll be able to pay them by using the link in your email. How many RPMs in this roll? I think there were 6 altogether. 3 different ones, and there were 6 coins. All right, folks, let's see if I have one planned here. I'm not really sure that I do. I can't remember. I think I do. I've got another one planned that I'm going... Victor Echo coins, if you want to pay using a direct credit card payment, or if you want to pay using another method, please get a hold of me and we'll talk about it. I can take other methods of payment, but I need to appropriate my proper programming for that first. So just get a hold of me. Send me an email. Coppercoins, or cd@coppercoins.com, cd@coppercoins.com. I'm going to go ahead and take off here, come back in a few more minutes. We're going to be into the other last roll that I have. We'll be right back. You're welcome, Victor.